Let's go to Madina now.
Indeed, Francis Xavier Sosu has been interacting with our colleague Achutamaklo, and there's quite a bit that he was sharing with him. Let's catch details of that interaction.
It's worrying because we are of the view that the process should have been a bit faster than it currently is. 4 years ago, around this time, we already had some certified results trickling in, allowing the media to be able to carry out those results. Of course, the media men were at all the polling stations. They observe the declarations at the polling stations. And as a matter of practice this year, and also a matter of law, we have instructed our agents, and that's exactly what they've done, that at every polling station, the results that have been declared have been posted on the walls or on a notice board or something of every polling station. So we have a fair idea of the results that we have, and we are convinced that in Madina here, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama definitely has won with some well over some 64% margin. In the same thing, I have also won with a similar margin with over, if you look at the nominal figures, we have over 24,000 vote difference between myself and the NPP candidate, as well as between John Dramani Mahama and the NPP candidate. To that extent, we know that we have won the election here in Madina. But it's quite sad that, I mean, almost 10 hours into the period, we haven't yet had certified results from the EC. And I can only appeal to the EC officials that they can maybe double up so we can start having those certified results. And I'm sure as and when those certified results are available, then it will be given to the media.
We'll come to the broader picture of former President John Dramani Mahama that you mentioned. But earlier today when we spoke, you made some serious allegations about the EC's refusal to give you the serial numbers to the verification gadgets. What is the latest on that?
Well, I mean, they never agreed. Of course, what happened was that there were some polling stations that, based on the agreement between the parties, were allowed to have them. There are some other polling stations that did not allow us access. We didn't want to mar the beauty of the process. So, as much as possible, our instructions to our agents was that as much as it depends on you, try and restrain yourself not to interfere with the process, because we believe that this is an election we are winning, both at the constituency and national level, and so anything that would mar the beauty of the election or anything that may disrupt the election should be prevented, and that was the strategy we took in. So once we make the demands, they say no, we insist, and it's turning into some kind of back and forth and something that we believe could degenerate into some conflict situation. We try to just back down and allow them and rather increase our vigilance. And that's exactly what we did today. The reasons why we're making those demands was because we knew and we had firm information from our colleagues on the other side that they were going to do some operations. And the operations were simple. They had thumbprint printed ballot papers stuck in ballot boxes, which they were going to use to swap, with the regular ballot boxes. And we knew that the NPP's candidates' home in Pantine and some other parts of the constituency were being used for this operation. And we saw boys that they wanted to use for the operation, some of them wielding guns and so on and so forth. And so we just had to mount an extra vigilance on them and also mounted surveillance on them. And we also had, of course, our own internal security chasing after them and looking for them, and just to see whether we can bring their activities to bring them under some control.
Beyond your internal surveillance and security measures, I mean, these allegations border on criminality and in some cases intention to commit crime. Have you made a formal complaint to the police?
Well, I haven't written a formal statement because, these things were happening at the heat of the elections, and I didn't see it necessary for me to abandon my monitoring duty and go to police station to go and make a statement. And as you can see, we are still in the middle of the election. And so, of course, I will consider a formal statement. What I did was to call the commander of the district commander of Madina. He made me aware that some of the areas that we're talking about fell under Adenta command. So connected me to the Adenta commander, district commander, who I spoke with. And in fact, they did so well by actually releasing their patrol team. That became extra security on the grounds. And I must say that most of what they planned to do failed because of the intervention of the security forces and how swift they responded to some of the issues that we had raised. Originally, they had positioned themselves opposite the polling stations, and they were in groups wielding guns. But by the time the patrol went round, and the patrol was heavily armed, and they also came in their numbers. So by the time they reached those destinations or went round those areas, the guys ran away, and we don't actually know where they are now. Hopefully, they probably might have. We don't know where they may have gone to. But I definitely will consider making a formal complaint, because a lot of things have happened which are criminal, and I believe that the next NDC administration will have to investigate them, and those who have to be prosecuted, particularly those who intentionally wanted to interfere with the elections, we make sure that they are prosecuted, and if they would have to face the consequences of the law, we make sure that they face the consequences of the law.
Speaking of attempts to interfere with the elections, we've had incidents of multiple deaths, one in Kaswa, we've had one in the northern region as well. As a party, what is your position on some of these incidents that are happening?
It is a very sad incident, because you don't need to kill people that you seek to power to rule over. Because if your activity, your political activities would endanger the lives of the same people you intend to rule, then it means that your intention for going for this power is not for the service of the people. It means that it becomes a selfish interest. So it's all about getting it at all costs, and if I don't get it, then I would unleash violence, in the process. And for me, that is wrong. And that is a criminal conduct that must be punished. Just as we are quick to look out for people who commit petty offenses, and in some cases, even jail them. In recent times, one of our young youth organizer who was alleged to have made a statement which was said was offensive conduct, was jailed 4 years by a court. 4 years. And yet you have political actors who have power going around being paid by the taxpayers' money, and they have the right to unleash violence, gun violence, on other people to the extent that they kill people. Clearly, this is clear murder, and the next NDC administration would definitely arrest the perpetrators, prosecute them, and those who must be jailed, we ensure that they are jailed to face the consequences of the law. I mean, this shouldn't be encouraged at all, that political actors can just get up and use political power, kill people because of political power. It shouldn't be allowed. It happened 4 years ago, right? It happened 4 years ago, and it is happening again. And if you don't stop it, people will feel that they can be emboldened to always use guns to unleash violence on people just because they want political power. When you came to Madina, there were a number of gunshots around. A number of gunshots. As we speak now, one of our young men is I think they were at UGMC. I don't know whether he's on admission or not. You see, so...
What happened?
Well, I think it was a gunshot. His leg was shot around the Adonai, North Legon. They came there on motorcycles with some boxes which our men were trying to, those monitoring were over there, were trying to prevent them.
When you say they came there, who are they?
They were thugs. So those thugs, who could they be? For example, if I'm in a contest with someone who has lost an election, and I see a thug coming.
All right, so that's my colleague Achu Tamaklo with the MP for Madina, Francis Xavier Sosu there. From